So for the assignment that's on page 68, we need to remember what x to the 3/4 means in radical form. It's been a while since we've done this. How do you convert x to the 3/4 into radical form? Remember? So it has something to do with a root, and we just need to figure out which number goes here and which number goes here. Four is the root, and 3 is the exponent. Okay? So if I had x to the 3/4 equals 27, the radical form of that is the 4th root of x to the 3rd equals 27. So we can solve this by picking that apart one thing at a time. How do you undo a 4th root? You take the 4th, you raise it to the 4th power. Wow, that was a new one. So x to the 3rd equals, what's 27 to the 4th? 531, 441. Now how do I solve for x? Now I take the 3rd root. Do you guys know where the 3rd root button is on your calculator? I better turn mine on. Okay, this will take a second. So right here on your math button is where you'll find the 3rd root. So number 4. So the 3rd root of 27 to the 3rd. I don't want 4th. I don't want to type all that in. And I get 81. Now normally you'd have to plug this back in to make sure that it worked, but because this was just a regular x, we can be sure that that will work. So look at on page 67. Here's a sample problem. Somewhere, if I can find it. Right there. So we want to solve for x, so I need to get the root by itself. So I'm going to add 6, and I get 32. So this canceled. Now I divide by 4, and I get the 5th root of x plus 12 to the 3rd equals 8. Raise it to the 5th, and I get x plus 12 to the 3rd equals 8 to the 5th. Well, and you could figure out what 8 to the 5th is, but I don't really care, because I'm going to take the 5th root of it, right? Or the 3rd root. So the 3rd root, and it's much easier to type in like that. Or you could do second answer. It doesn't matter. So math, 3rd root of, 3rd root of 8 to the 5th is 32. So I have x plus 12 equals 32. I subtract 12, and I get x equals 20. And there's always a chance that this answer doesn't actually work. Although in this case I know it works, but I'm not going to reveal all my secrets. So I'm going to plug in 20. 20 plus 12 is 32. So 32 to the 3rd with a 5th root on it. So math. If you're going to do 5th root, you have to push the 5 to begin with, and then math, and then number 5 it says x root. So the 5th root of 32 to the 3rd is 8. Now I times that by 4, and then I subtract 6, and I should get 26. So this is a correct, that is the correct answer. So if you look at your problem set on 68, which is really short, number 1 is in the wrong form. So how would I rewrite 1 in radical form? It would be the third root of x plus 7 squared. So to solve this, I would subtract 6 and subtract 6, so this equals 4. Then what would I do? Raise it to the third. And I know 4 to the third is 64. So x plus 7 squared equals 64. Square root both sides. And x plus 7 equals close. I should. It's not 8. 8's really close. Plus or minus 8. Whenever you square root a variable squared, you need a plus or minus. Well, how come in the last problem I didn't do plus or minus? No, it was a third root. If the root is even, or sorry, if the power is even and you root it, if it's a squared or a fourth or a sixth, you need a plus or minus. If the power is odd, third root, or third power, fifth power, seventh power, you don't need it because odd roots cannot create i's. So I get plus or minus 8, subtract the 7, and subtract the 7. So x equals 8 minus 7 is 1. Negative 8 minus 7 is negative 15. Now I need to double check to see if those work. So, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I put 1 in here. 1 plus 7 is 8. And I can do 8 raised to the parenthesis 2/3 plus 6. Oops, that plus 6 needs to be down lower. So I push right, plus 6, and I should get 10. Now for the other one, negative 15 plus 7 is negative 8. So negative 8 raised to the 2/3. Oh, shoot. It's got to be parenthesis negative 8. Raised to the 2/3. And then I add 6 to it. They both work. Okay? So finish the last 3 problems on the last assignment. Do this one. Your homework, you should be able to get that done in class. Your homework tonight is to work on the practice test. We will review the practice test tomorrow and take the test on Wednesday. Good luck.